Hello, this is Ashley from ashleykay.com, and in this video I have a very special topic I want to talk about, and that is, can someone stop loving you in a week? Okay, I have a personal experience in this area. So a few years ago I was in a relationship, I was dating someone, and it was a very tumultuous relationship, very up and down. We loved each other a lot. We were passionate, but we also fought a lot. One day we got into a big argument and we broke up. A week after that, I said to him, okay, let's make up. It was a mistake. I'm sorry. I think we can still make this work. I know we have issues, but I still believe we can, get through our issues and make this relationship work. He said, no, I don't think we're a good fit. I don't love you anymore. So instantly I was shocked by the fact that, okay, just a week ago, he had always been the one to say how much he loved me, how he was sure of our relationship, how he was sure of his feelings for me up till the day we broke up, which was a week ago. And then a week later, he said, no, I don't love you anymore. Move on, I don't love you anymore. It was quite a blow, okay? It really cut me because I thought, it really made me think, well, that must mean he didn't really love me all that other time when he said he did, because how can someone turn their feelings off that fast? In my opinion or belief about love is that if you really love someone, you can't turn that off so quickly. Real love can't be turned off that fast. Now, it would have just, I would have been continuing to think that if I hadn't have thought back to my own experience prior to that relationship, in another relationship, I had actually done something similar to my partner at the time. So we were in a long-term relationship. I loved him. I thought I loved him. And pretty much it took me about, let's say, a week, maybe less than that even, to decide I no longer loved him. In my head, I pretty much decided. So from his point of view, he probably would have thought, hang on a second, just a week ago you were saying how much you love me, and now you're saying you don't love me anymore? How does that make sense, right? So I had that perspective as well. And so I wanted to do a video that kind of covers what is really going on inside the head of that person, whether it's your ex, your partner, who suddenly turned around and said they don't love you anymore when just a week ago or a month ago they were saying they did love you. I first need to clarify that there is a difference between lust and love, okay? What I'm talking about today is romantic love in a relationship, not lust. And here's how you can quickly tell the difference. Lust is, that early period in the relationship when you are both obsessed with each other. Like, you can't stop thinking about each other. You're consumed by the thoughts of the other person. You want to know all the time what they're doing, where they are. You want to be talking to them all the time. You want to be with them all the time. You want to be physically touching, close. That's lust. That's the, hot, fiery honeymoon period of the relationship. And that usually happens in the first early days of the relationship. So in the first few months. It could last, though, all the way up to the first 2 years. So anything less than 2 years, I would say you may still be in lust. But all you have to do to check whether it's lust or love is to think about, how often, is just to ask yourself, how often do you think about the other person? If you think about them constantly, then it's lust, okay? It's not necessarily love. And it's important that there is that difference, that differentiation there, because when you love someone, it's that feeling of love is more controlled. It's a decision to love that person, and it comes through your actions. Okay, when you lust after someone, it's almost like you can't control yourself. Have you ever like met someone and they may annoy you, but you're super attracted to them and you can't help think about them all the time? It's almost like something has taken over and you can't control, like you're almost annoyed at the fact that you're always thinking about the other person. Now that's lust. Love is more controlled. Love is, I'm choosing to, be loving towards this person. I'm choosing to, like do things for this person, like cook dinner for them, like touch them lovingly, rub their hair, their head, or give a massage, run errands for them because I love them so much. I want to do those things for them. And when you're in lust, that's another way to tell. When you're in lust, it's easy to do things for the other person. But love is, even when you don't really feel like doing it, if you are still willing to put in the effort to be loving towards that person, then that's love. It's important to know that love, romantic love in this sense, is something that you actually conjure up in yourself. That feeling of love, you create that feeling. Okay, and I'll demonstrate how you can project that feeling of love onto anything. It doesn't have to be a person. So it's nothing necessarily what the other person's doing that makes you love them. It's you doing things that's loving and creating the feeling of love within yourself. So for example, like say I can love this coffee cup. Okay, it's an inanimate object. It's not doing anything to show it loves me, but I can love it by being loving towards it. This is a bit weird maybe, but just by, I'm going to, like hold it lovingly. Like when I put it down, I'll, put it down gently like this. For example, with my keyboard, if I'm going to be loving towards my keyboard, I will clean it, to show that I want it to, I'm taking care of it. I care about how it looks. I put it down gently. I'm not going to just like throw it across the room. I'm not going to trash it around. And another one, a big example, how big example is our phones, right? Obviously, you can tell I care about my iPhone, okay? You can say the word love, but it's like I care about it. I'll love it because I'm willing to, put a nice screen protector on it, put a case around it to protect it because it's valuable to me. This piece of equipment is very expensive, but it also does a lot of things that helps me, gives value to my life. So I want to look after it. So that's another way of how we show love. It's just an object, but we can love objects because we show we care about it, we love it. So as you can see, when you love something, you're the one doing the work. It's not the other person doing anything. That's what I mean by love. It's all you. Okay, it's all coming out of you. The actions, the feelings, you're creating that, not necessarily the other person. So when someone says one day, like they really, really love you, yes, they're feeling that. They truly believe that 100% with their heart they love you because it's congruent with their actions, their thinking, everything, they love you. But it's also very possible that the next week, due to a change of circumstances, due to certain actions, like something you did that may have annoyed them or demonstrated to them that you are not a good fit for them, you don't have the best interest for them, that kind of thing. That's when they may decide, this person isn't good for me. I'm going to choose now not to love that person. And what they mean by saying 1 week later, I don't love you anymore, what they really mean is I'm choosing not to do loving things towards you anymore. I'm choosing not to put the effort in to be loving towards you anymore because being, putting effort into you, investing into you is not giving back to me the way I would like anymore. So for example, if I'm going to use my iPhone again, if my iPhone broke, no longer worked, I can't do anything on it, well, I'm not going to care anymore. I'll probably just throw it out, right? It's, you know, if I position it like that, you can see how, it makes it clearer that, okay, if that other person no longer believes you're adding value to their life, they can just as quickly turn around and say, okay, I'm now choosing not to love you anymore. I'm choosing not to put in effort to invest in you anymore, okay? So both what they said a week ago is true. When a week ago they decided they did love you, they were willing to put in the effort. A week later, they decide, no, hang on a second, this isn't working. I'm going to choose not to be loving towards you anymore. With that said, you can also, this is why I also believe you can make someone fall back in love with you using the same logic, okay, the same logic. So even if someone no longer loves you anymore, you can make them fall back in love by once again showing that you add value to their life, okay? The more value you can add to the other person's life, so every time you talk to them, every time you're around, they feel good, you know, they feel happy. You bring up emotions in them, feelings in them that is pleasurable, is good, is positive, okay? Then that means you're adding value to their life. You know, they want to be around you because you make them feel good. And that's when, if someone makes us feel good, we'll naturally want to be around them, to spend more time with them. And as we spend more time with someone, we will naturally want to invest more. We'll want to do things for that other person. So if you find somebody is, you know, is doing things for you, they're running errands for you, they're helping you, they're talking to you on a daily basis, that means they're investing in you. They see value in being around you, okay? Which means that's only not that far off from being in love with you, okay? Basically, that putting that label, when someone says they love you, is really just putting a label around those actions, around their feelings, okay? That's basically what it means. So even if someone is acting loving, but they're not saying they love you, that's still love. That's still a version of love. So that's why it's very possible to make someone fall back in love as well. So I hope that this video has been informative. I hope it's shed some light into how someone can switch back and forth, hot and cold. And you know, if you like this video, please like it, share it with friends that may help them. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks.